mean, she does have some crazy stories because you're working with some, you know, sometimes peculiar families. One family she worked for over the course of 12 years. And when she started, they had 1 kid. And by the time she finished, they had 3. And she never got a raise in those 12 years. And they loved her. And she was invaluable to that family. Those kids adored her. And she's always on time because my mom's always on time. I love my mom and protective of her, so that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, to be completely honest. Experiencing her going through those things definitely informed some of my performance and some of my emotional choices and stuff.
Oh, we haven't gotten asked that yet. Well, I love that question.
That's such a good question.
What did I learn from Anna? I don't want to say anything.
I learned that this dream of a human being that I honestly did not know I'd make it my whole career ever meeting. I hope so, to meet a Black female filmmaker that is intelligent and talented and brilliant. I would put her on the level of anybody else, but that happens to look like this, and we have so many parallel experiences, is like a dream. I still can't believe it's happening.
I have to say the feeling is very much mutual. And I will say what I've learned is, you know, this is the first time we've gotten a question like that. So we're answering this and we've gotten a lot of the same questions.
I know, it's 3 o'clock.
Listen, and this is not our first rodeo. But I will say that Anna has shown me the capacity that I have as a filmmaker because of how brilliant she is and how hardworking she is. And this is someone I want to work with for the rest of my career, you know? So I feel like I think the word muse is becoming offensive. So I won't say muse. Some people feel like it, you know, diminishes the actress's job, but she's just shown me, you know, a new bar for the ways that I want to work with my lead.
Most invigorating scenes. I mean, as an actor, those would be the high stake ones, really, because they require all of your senses and for you to be hyper-focused. And not to spoil the film, but the bathtub scene with little Rose, you know, is so tense and so high and so elevated. And so that's the definition, I think, of invigorating from an actor's perspective, at least. All the scenes in the water, because the water's freezing, so that's invigorating in its own way. And the scenes with Sinqua, you know, this gorgeous love story is invigorating in a more sensual, soft way.
All the scenes are my babies, you know? It's like picking your favorite child, because I wrote this, and this is probably the closest I'll ever be in terms of writing and directing something until I have the bandwidth to write and direct again. I love playing with the tools in fantasy because a lot of marginalized filmmakers don't get access to the budgets that are required for fantasy, and I think a lot of audiences don't realize how expensive it is to create within fantasy, because whether it's practical effects or CGI, it costs a lot of money, which is why a lot of us don't get to play in these worlds. And I look at someone like Guillermo del Toro, who is one of my North Stars in terms of the type of career I want to have. I love creature features. I love making, you know, tricking people into caring about stories they typically wouldn't through fantasy, but you need a lot of money for that. So all that to say, I love the work that we did with Anansi the Spider and Mami Wata, even though we didn't have the budget that I would have loved, but I'm proud of what we were able to do with the stunt woman we casted for Mami Wata. She was a brilliant swimmer. Like, it was an extensive process of casting a Black woman who was a stunt woman, which is always also a limited, you know,
Such a small pool.
It's a small pool, and then someone who's Anna's complexion is also even smaller. And a swimmer.
Wow.
Like these stunt women had to show us their reels of what they could do underwater. So for Mami Wata, that was amazing, that physicality, and then figuring out the scaling color and the what color complemented her skin tone. Because it's not like just an Ariel type, that you're not just making a green tail. You have to choose a color palette that complements her Blackness. So all of those things are exciting to me.